Anish, a new Timid Galienu, crosóg Bhríde. You're very welcome to watch me doing the St. Brigid's Day cross. And as I did earlier, I did the traditional St. Brigid's cross, crosóg Bhríde. This time I will do the three-legged cross, chos, Bhríde. Sin Conderfrol, that's a different one. So you start off with your rushes, and nice thick green rushes is the best. Agus you turn over and you get three arms as such this time. So one arm up and the other arms cross over. So equal amount of rushes on the two sides. Now, very similar to the traditional St. Brigid's Day cross, where you hold the centre as tight as you can, and ag tashat on lár into the centre, le bally, agus current to shees and crosóg shees. Agus in shin, around, holding it tight at the centre, and you pick up another one, and very much like the traditional one, but you start off making sure you have 3 arms instead of the 4. Keeping it tight at the centre. Agus ag chunto heart, turning around, and you pick up another one. Agus shees, le bally, casse, in the middle, turn it down, and then you keep it tight in the centre. Agus chunto heart, turn it around. So unlike the traditional St. Brigid's Day cross, where you have a square in the centre, this one you'll notice it'll be like a triangle centre, which makes it different and nice to display instead of having your traditional one. So eagle heart, going around and keeping it nice and tight, as it will just fall apart if you let go of this side here. So shalin, le bally, agus cas, turn it down and around, agus chuntai, turn. Agus in shin arish, another one, into the centre, fold it down neatly, and set them nice and neatly beside each other, and keeping it nice and tight. Chuntai heart, agus shees linerish. So there's great tradition to do with these St. Brigid's crosses. In the last couple of years, people have started getting very creative and have created lovely styles of crosses. And it's a big thing in the calendar year. So this year, St. Brigid's Day falls on Monday, always the 1st of February. So make sure you do your crosses the night before. And tradition has it is that New Brigid herself, St. Brigid, New Brigid, comes around the night before St. Brigid's Day and she blesses the crosses. And I know in days gone by, people had great tradition and beliefs in it, and they would all be sitting around a fire making their St. Brigid's crosses. And traditionally, they would eat mashed potatoes. Now, brúchini in Gaeilge, brúchini, leis agus brúchini agus mashed potatoes and butter was a big thing that people would serve. I suppose it was handy to eat, especially when they're busy making their crosses. So again, I'm just keeping going around here and adding a new rush at each level, keeping it tight in the centre. So people had great faith in St. Brigid herself, New Brigid, and again, tradition has it would be a single girl from the neighbourhood would come to the houses on the night before when people were in making their crosses, and she would call in Gogi ar glúne, Osglagi Sula. Go on your knees and open your eyes. Agus seo thugann Brigid vanithe. And here we have Saint Brigid herself. Agus they would say, she banithe I. She is blessed, she is blessed. So, and then they would lift their crosses, and they would take the crosses outside and leave them outside overnight on the 31st of January, and St. Brigid herself would bless the crosses. The crosses would be hung over holy pictures in the kitchen, or also people would have them in byres or sheds, and sna bochan knows na skibble, byres or sheds, to save them from the cattle or sheep or pigs in case they'd be ill during the year. So we certainly need one this year with the pandemic and COVID and Leijeg. COVID-19 is still looms. So I think we'll all be making more crosses this year because of that. Anything at all that will help. Any shape or size, we'll be doing our best this year. So, Sinead, to make a gull heart, keep going around in time and keeping it tight as well. You can see the nice triangular shape of this particular cross. So St. Brigid, of course, came from Kildare, and there's a nice story to do with that as well, how Kildare got its name. St. Brigid was very good to the poor, even though she wasn't poor herself. She came from a wealthy family, and her father would be given out because she was always giving away food and money. But she knew from a young age she wanted to become a nun. So she went to the King of Leinster, Rí Line. Agus she asked for some land to build a chafobul, a house of God, isn't it? And he wouldn't let her. So she said, well, can I just get the amount of land that will cover my cloak? So he thought, well, this will be good. And so she took off her cloak anyway, and she spread it down on the ground, and Gidi and Clocha more, agus more, agus more. The cloak got bigger and bigger and bigger, and before he knew it, she had covered a couple of acres of ground. And she built her chafobul in Shin, her chapel on the grounds. And she made, the first chapel was made of wood, Kildare, the oak tree, Crandara, oak tree, and hence why Kildare nowadays is called Kildare. So, and she lived for a brave age. She was 72 when she died, so so that was a good age when you think back. When she was here, about 543 or so, and she lived until 625. So she got a good age. So when you feel that your cross is big enough, so you stop and make sure it's all nice and tight and holding on to the center again, and you would then get your scissors. I guess you just cut it to make it nice and tidy. So see how big you want to make it, and cut it nice and tidy. Just neta in Shan. So in Shan you get a banda or a band. I guess keep it nice and tight, because it would all fall apart now if we let it go at this stage. So heart. Jiga will she just chanta till it's nice and tight and tidy. So Jen the Casa and Maid Kierna, making sure that all the arms are the same length. Arms or feet, not sure. Keeping them nice and tidy. So Once you have your first one tied, it'll not fall apart anyway. So the pressure's off to tie the rest off. So it's an Andarnicon, that's the second one. And then the third one. Agus, Shinmij, Harvacrinea, nearly finished now. So I hope you all have a go this year of making the 3-armed St. Brigid's cross. If you've already mastered the traditional one, this one should be easy enough. Agus Sinead, crosóg Bhríde le 3 chos. St. Brigid's cross with 3 legs.